You guys give me what the f? That was in that room.
Night falls, and the forest comes alive with whispers, snaps, and shadows that don't belong. Campers venture into the dark seeking adventure, but some never return the same. Tonight, we uncover 7 terrifying experiences campers had at night. True stories of fear, isolation, and encounters that will haunt anyone brave enough to sleep under the stars.
Hello?
On the stairs. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
The video is from The Boys, an exploration-style channel. In this episode, they enter an abandoned resort area at night, moving through multiple buildings to see what's left and whether anyone is still around. They start inside a demolished golf resort structure, checking rooms one by one. Early on, they point out fresh spray paint smell, heavy vandalism, and new-looking graffiti. They find a junior games room sign and move deeper into the interior, calling out hazards and watching their footing. In several rooms, they spot pentagrams and 666 markings and begin counting them as they go. They repeatedly mention that the graffiti looks recent and that people have been there lately.
Junior games room, I found it!
Oh, wait, you already found the haunted pokies?
Junior games room.
The junior games room. Oh my god, look at there's some weird spray paints in here. Oh my god, you know what I love about this is like the deeper you go in, just how pitch black it is in here.
What is the bet that there's someone sleeping down here?
Do you think?
I feel like pretty high.
Yeah. If I had nowhere to go, then I'd probably stay around here.
Man, abandoned buildings that used to have like heaps of tourism and stuff, like creep the f*** out of me, eh?
You just imagine like the snapshot 30 years ago of people working.
People walking around or kids running around, and now it's just this, man.
It's weird that like most places go through that life cycle.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
They reach a section where a wall has been broken open, forming a secret room route into more corridors. They comment on stacked bricks, damaged stairways, and missing railings. Outside again briefly, they spot more fresh-looking graffiti, then head back in. One member suddenly reacts to a sharp bite or sting on his hand, showing a small round mark and insisting he didn't hit anything. They continue anyway, moving into areas with collapsed roofing and an old kitchen zone, then loop back toward the start, noticing piles of used spray cans and partially used paint.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The secret room. That's
Yo.
9 3/4. Yeah, that actually is a secret. Bro, there is a secret room.
Third pentagram.
Oh, you found a third one? 3 pints!
And it says something demon on the wall.
Dude, I wonder what's down here.
There's a secret room down here.
That's a secret room, dude.
Someone busted the wall open, it just goes on.
Holy f***, dude. It gets crazy down here too.
Whoa.
They regroup and head toward another structure, calling for their missing teammate and tracking him by voice. A member climbs to a higher level where the floor feels unstable. They warn him down while they hear a loud bang.
It goes even further up.
Oh no. No.
Whoa. Narrow it up.
Immediately as soon as I
Oh, there was. You heard that?
What was that noise? See, I told you I heard something.
I think it's just the roof creaking.
No, that was a bang. It wasn't a creak, it was literally like a...
Then more tile-like clanging from the same direction. They stop and compare what they heard. A bang first, then multiple breaking tile sounds, close enough that they suspect someone is nearby.
What was that?
What was
Whoa.
that?
As you said, what was that? There was like a tile clanging behind us. See, it's different noises from the same area. Because it was a bang, and then there was tiles, and then I heard tiles while you guys were laughing.
And now there's more shit over there. That's what
I'm
it
like a
sounded
mountain goat, dude.
Dude, there's something over there.
Over
like
there?
100%.
They also point out fresh footprints that don't match their shoes. They move to a new house-like building and find a sign warning trespassers they're on camera. They hear another bang, then cut the lights briefly to listen. Inside, they find items that look actively used. A rain jacket, a heater, clean cutlery, dog treats, and a setup that resembles someone living there. They question whether they've entered an occupied place. They see an open door on another side and later suggest whoever was inside may have slipped out and watched from nearby.
There's a sign that says to all who trespass, I have you on camera.
I just heard someone bang something over there.
There it is. Just move it.
Lex told us that was there.
Yeah, but someone's moving in there.
Can you hear something? Turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. Lights off. Lights off.
My fight or flight is kicking in.
No, it's just the wind. It's the wind.
Marley was
Ripped their pants.
Marley was just
I'm scared.
Marley was about to bowl me over just then.
It's the wind.
Marley got into like a charging position, and I was right between him and the gate.
They explore further, a room filled with old equipment, a bat flying in circles, and multiple upside-down crosses. They climb into an attic and find children's toys and baby dolls, plus a lock that looks newer than the building. They keep returning to the same point. This doesn't look abandoned in the usual way. In a later building, they hear distinct footsteps on stairs, 3 steps close together, then ask for a repeat sound. The steps happen again.
That was inside. That's not the roof. That's the
Did we just discover a haunted place?
Because that was like 2 footsteps and then a creak, and it's on the stairs.
As they exit, they claim they hear a bell-like sound matching something that they noticed earlier inside. They stop, listen, call out again, and then move on without confirming what made the sounds, still unsure whether it was a person nearby or something else they couldn't see. The YouTuber Steve Ronin arrives at Yellow Dog Village in Pennsylvania to film an overnight investigation in an abandoned company town. They meet the owner, confirm they have permission, and are told teams report activity in the boarding house and homes. They enter abandoned houses and document what is left behind: toys, photos, paperwork, and household items. Steve checks the boarding house, sees structural damage and holes in the floor, and decides it is not safe to investigate. He chooses another duplex that still contains toys and photos, sets a night vision camera aimed at himself, places an EMF device where it can beep, and opens a phone app intended to output words during a session. As soon as he starts asking questions, the app outputs short phrases such as, "I need this," and "It's here." Steve closes a door behind him. While he asks who is present, the door shifts and moves open on its own.
So I pretty much set up everything. Honestly, all I really did was put a night vision camera watching me at all times. I'm going to be using an app to communicate with the spirits here.
I need this.
Oh, and already it just said I need this and troop. Interesting. Well, I'm going to set my phone somewhere. Maybe I'll stand right here. So I got the door closed.
It's here.
It just said it's here. I'm getting immediate responses already. And you know, sometimes it's a hit and miss. Oh, oh, oh. The door just moved, guys. The door just moved.
He reacts on camera, points to the door, and repeats that nothing touched it. He asks the presence to use his equipment to prove the movement wasn't random. A faint whispering or whistling sound is heard. Steve stops speaking, listens, and asks if the sound is connected. He turns on a high-powered flashlight and invites the entity to draw energy from it. Seconds later, his handheld light-up device begins triggering repeatedly. He gives instructions: push the device to red to confirm. As he asks whether the spirit lived there and whether it is young, the device hits higher levels multiple times. He asks if the spirit had parents. When he asks if they are alive, the app outputs "not necessarily."
If you used to live here, make this light up to red again. Holy. Okay, thank you. Are you a kid? Are you a teenager? You're a teenager? Okay. It might possibly be a teenage spirit that we're talking with. So I'm going to ask a few questions again, and you just make this device go red or orange if you agree with me. Is this your home? Holy crap. Okay. Did you have a family here? Was your mom and dad here too? Thank you.
And Steve reacts to noises upstairs. He asks why the spirit has not moved on. The app outputs sinful and later enraged, while his EMF reader stays mostly quiet. Steve moves into the basement where family photos are displayed. When he holds the device close to one specific photo, it surges rapidly. When he pulls away, the activity drops. He repeats the motion to show the spike happens near the same image. The app outputs 24 and later Doris, and Steve tries to match those outputs to people in the frames. He asks how the person died and whether it involved the mine, but gets no clear answer.
You know, this thing hardly ever activates, too. So I really believe that there must be something here.
24.
Oh, that's so loud. It just said 24. What do you mean by 24? What, there's 24 people here in these photos? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that's how old you would be right now? 24.
Niece.
Niece. Niece. What do you mean, niece? Unless, guys, what if this home, it's a duplex, right? What if the other side was like the relatives living together? And maybe it's saying one of these photos could be her, or it could be her niece. I'm gonna move this above the photos and I want you to light it up. If you're telling me that one of these...
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. Sometimes, what do you mean?
Back at the bus, his friends describe similar results in the same duplex. An R-pod triggers repeatedly in a hallway, and a music box activates near the basement photos. The next morning, the owners share a death story tied to the village involving carbon monoxide and two people who once lived there. Steve ends without confirming what caused the door movement, the upstairs sounds, or the photo-specific spikes. Moxley is the creator behind the YouTube channel Moxley's Paranormal World. In this investigation, he enters Ridgely Mental Asylum with Ming to conduct an overnight camp inside the building and document any activity reported by previous visitors. On camera, they state that once they go in, they will not leave until morning. They enter through an open access point carrying cameras, torches, backpacks, and a compact tent. They move through multiple corridors searching for a controlled location. A room at the end of a long hallway is chosen so they can monitor any movement approaching. The tent is set up quickly. A motion alarm is placed near the doorway. All equipment is checked and recording begins. While scouting nearby rooms and stairwells, a loud unexplained sound is heard from deeper inside the building. Both stop and listen. They move toward the area briefly, then stop again when the sound does not repeat. No one is visible. They continue exploring. On a stair landing, Ming suddenly reacts and says he saw a dark figure at the top of the stairs. He retreats immediately.
The tent's up, got my chair out, we're all set for the night. Now it's just time to have a quick cup of coffee before we crack on. But the noises we've already heard in here, mate.
It's ridiculous, this place, isn't it?
That sounded like somebody run.
Yeah, earlier on.
But then we heard other bits as well. And then Ming almost had a heart attack when he turned the corner. And there's a black figure stood at the top of the stairs, which I will put up now.
I literally cracked myself when I turned around there.
Moxley does not visually confirm it, and they return to the camp room. From inside the tent room, repeated corridor noises begin. They hear shuffling, taps, and movement that appears to change distance. They stop speaking several times to confirm the sounds continue while they remain still. The noises occur intermittently without a clear source.
Yeah, come on, coming through there. I should have come down this way.
Say again.
Did you hear that, man? Hello? Was that some on the stairs? I don't know. I honestly don't know. If there's any spirits here, any old patients, do you want to come forward, come speak to us? We've heard you a few times tonight. What we think is walking. We just heard something just down this way, where I'm looking now.
Moxley leaves the tent alone to run a solo session. He uses an EVP recorder, a K2-style meter, and a spirit communication app. As he moves on the stairs, the app outputs short words including Roman, followed later by Reaching and Inferno.
If there's any spirits here that'd like to come forward, come and speak to me, feel free.
Roman.
Roman. Roman, were you a patient here? Roman is a name as well. Can you see how the building is now? Or do you see it how it was when you were here?
Feel.
Feel.
When he asks for confirmation, the K2 meter spikes briefly and then drops. He reports a strong sensation of being watched and repeatedly turns around.
Oh? You can probably tell. It's absolutely pitch black. So whilst I'm stood here, I don't really do many EVPs, so I'm going to do one just in this room.
After hearing another sound close behind him, he retreats back toward the camp room. Ming conducts his own session near the corridor. He reports hearing footsteps and a low noise while standing still. They regroup and perform a joint EVP session. During questioning, both handheld meters activate at the same time. On playback, a faint sound is audible, but it is not clear enough to identify. They attempt to sleep. Multiple times during the night, they wake to loud bangs, knocks, and movement traveling along the corridor toward the tent.
Ming, hear that?
What? I'm not sure what it was. I mean, I heard that creaking.
I can hear the
You know
creaking,
what
we know that is.
At one point, debris falls from above near their line of sight. Visible damage overhead is shown, but the timing coincides with the strongest sounds. At first light, they pack up all equipment and exit the asylum. No explanation is given for the reported figure, corridor movement, or synchronized device activations. The footage offers no answers. Dark Exploration film documents abandoned locations. In this episode, the creator returns to Hudson River State Hospital, an 1873 Kirkbride Plan asylum complex, to spend more than 24 hours inside and record what still remains in the main hospital wings and surrounding campus buildings.
So this place is like a war zone. Buildings have been abandoned since the 70s, and nature has taken its toll. Along with fires, this building is beyond repair, but the exterior beauty we're going to be looking at is amazing.
He meets Luca at the edge of the property, they check each other's gear, and they walk straight to the main structure. Before committing to the overnight, they move room by room to find a porch that is intact enough to support a hammock and a mattress. They point out broken ladders, missing sections of floor, and drops into the basement that are open in multiple hallways.
We're going to be, you can see this collapsed hallway. I'll walk a little bit towards the edge, and you can just see the levels of decay here. If you look down, you could see the floor beneath and the basement. And then when you look up, you see the floor above us just collapsing as well.
The first unexplained moment comes early inside the female wing. A loud impact hits the roofline above them. Both stop, lights up, and scan the ceiling and the upper windows. They call out to each other, trying to decide if it was an animal on the roof or debris shifting. Nothing else moves, but they continue with slower steps and keep checking above them. They set a base on a covered patient porch. The creator strings a hammock to the metal caging. Luca lays out an old mattress. With camp established, they continue exploring, repeatedly turning back when the flooring flexes or the surface changes underfoot. As the visit stretches into the next day, the building starts answering their movements with repeated structural noises. They film long corridors where sections are warped, then enter rooms where the floor has collapsed through to the level below. In several spots, they pause because they hear sharp cracking from above, followed by small pieces dropping somewhere out of view. Each time it happens, they back out and choose a different route rather than forcing the shot. They document patient remnants that make certain rooms feel wrong to stay in, hydrotherapy equipment with temperature markings, a patient's slipper on the floor, stacks of mattresses and bed frames compressed under collapse weight, and walls covered in patient artwork and fabric collages.
Just so many mattresses and everything, beds. Look at that. I mean, these could be beds that were up there on that floor, and then when that collapsed, they just ended up down here. Just crazy. All these beds could have been reused. I mean, they're just frames and everything, but hospitals always need stuff, you know?
In an old cabinet, the creator opens the door and finds calcified spiders, then closes it and steps away. They cross into the children's building and show an anti-suicide staircase. Nearby, they find rows of chairs, rusted file cabinets, typewriters, toys, and a baby crib left in place. With the roof missing, they keep moving while pointing to areas where fire damage has erased entire rooms. Near the end, they enter the morgue and lab spaces, filming slab drawers, rolling trays, and medical equipment left behind.
Not much left behind, but a really interesting building. Haven't really seen one like this. Really decayed. And just so much life growing in here. There's an old General Electric refrigerator there. I love that old logo.
They leave the campus with their gear intact, but with multiple sections of the main wings still unentered because the cracking and collapses never stop for long afterward. Chris Baird, a YouTube paranormal investigator, travels to Billy Creek Village to film an overnight investigation. The plan is split, sleeping locations. Chris will stay alone inside the Civil War house, while his friend Jazz sleeps separately in the governor's house. Both agree to keep cameras and audio devices running through the night. Chris approaches the Civil War house and prepares to enter. Before unlocking the door, a loud knock is captured on camera. He calls out and receives no response.
Thank you guys for watching this far. I'm gonna try my best to make it through the night. I can't not see myself not running out of here, but I'm gonna do my best. Maybe okay, there's a lot of noises coming from that corner, literally where I'm sleeping, in that bedroom right there.
As he opens the door, a whistle sounds from inside the structure. He pauses, confirms the sound was recorded, and proceeds inside anyway.
Oh, okay. That was a laser I thought it was. Hello? What the f*** is this not?
Once inside, Chris moves through the lower rooms and identifies the bedroom where he will sleep. He notes persistent noises coming from a corner near the bed. Footsteps are heard from another room. He attempts to identify the source by checking adjacent spaces, but finds no one present.
You guys want to talk to me, communicate with me? Anything you want to say to me? Tonight's the night. I'm going to be here all night long. You guys give me ah! What the f***? That was in that room.
He returns to the bedroom and positions his camera toward the doorway. Chris activates a spirit box and begins speaking aloud. The device produces multiple responses. At the same time, the hanging object on the bedroom door starts moving without being touched. Chris asks for the noise to repeat. A loud thud answers from inside the house. He reacts immediately and locks the bedroom door. He attempts a call and response test by tapping on a surface. Moments later, a similar tapping sound is heard from upstairs.
Hey Ghosties, I hope you should come out here and talk to me tonight. Come visit me in my dreams. Prove to me that you're real. I'm not scared of you. I'm gonna regret that. Okay, hang on a sec. I'll turn the camera. Hello?
Chris exits the bedroom to investigate. Upstairs, a ball rolls across the floor on its own. A doll is visible nearby. Chris backs away and returns downstairs without touching anything. Later, Chris hears a door open elsewhere in the house. He leaves the bedroom and finds the exterior door now open. He steps outside, repeatedly calls for Jazz and scans the area. No one answers. He re-enters the house and checks rooms quickly, then returns to the bedroom still awake. Unable to sleep, Chris leaves the Civil War house and walks to a nearby church on the property to continue filming. Inside, he sets up a thermal camera and conducts an EVP session. During questioning, a loud impact is heard from the back of the church. When Chris asks for footsteps, several steps follow, then another heavy thud.
Whoa. Whoa. That was crazy. I'm putting that meter back on. Wow. Thank you for that. That was you, Patty. Whoever that was.
Jazz arrives at the church and shows fresh scratch marks on his neck. 3 red parallel lines. As they speak, a door that had been closed is now open. They acknowledge the change and continue briefly. 3 distinct knocks are heard again. Chris states the pattern appears intentional. A sudden burst of fast movement sounds inside the church interrupts the session. Both stop questioning, collect their equipment, and exit the building. They leave the property shortly after. The footage does not explain what caused the knocks, the moving objects, the open doors, or the marks on Jazz's neck. Zakaru Vlogs documents an exploration of a large abandoned hotel theme park in Japan. The creator states the site opened in 1989, operated as a German-themed resort, and shut down in 2007 following financial collapse. The objective is to locate the theme park section and document what remains.
This theme park was opened in 1989 and closed its doors in 2007. It is 30,000 square meters at sobrang sikat way back early 1990s. Sa totoo niyan, 700,000 visitors a year ang bumibisita rito, kaya napakaraming taong nalungkot nang magsara sila. This park has a German-inspired design at isa rin ito sa mga dahilan kung ba't sila dinadayo, kasi gusto nilang ma-experience ang Germany. Unfortunately, with the burst of the economic bubble, the numbers of visitors steadily declined after 1997. Tinry pa nilang i-reopen to. Dumating pa sa point na pinarentahan na nila ang ilang mga buildings pero wala talaga. Kaya napilitan nila itong isara taong 2007. Nabulok na ang ilang mga bahay at magpasa hanggang ngayon ang dating napakasayang lugar ay unti-unti nang nililimot ng panahon.
Unable to locate the main entrance, the group enters the property from a side access point. They move directly into the hotel structures. Doors are opened without force. Guest rooms are entered one after another. Beds, televisions, and furnishings remain in place. Bathrooms are intact. Upper floors are accessed using damaged staircases. While moving through the rooms, one member enters a space heavily contaminated with mold and immediately reports dizziness and nausea. They exit the room without further inspection and continue. In another room, a human-shaped figure is visible near the bed. The camera holder reacts instantly, states he believes it is a real person, and retreats without approaching. The group does not verify what was seen and leaves the area immediately. They attempt to locate the theme park section. Multiple paths lead into additional residential-style buildings instead of rides. From elevated floors, windows are checked to gain orientation. No attractions are visible. The group confirms on camera that they are disoriented and no longer certain of their position within the property. Repeated attempts to change direction lead back into similar structures. The explorers acknowledge they may be moving in circles. Despite this, they continue forward rather than retracing their route, stating they may lose the location entirely if they turn back. After extended movement without landmarks, the theme park finally comes into view. Large rides remain standing, but are heavily decayed. Only at this point does the narrator briefly acknowledge that serious accidents reportedly occurred here during operation. No details are expanded. The video ends shortly after arrival. Earlier unexplained observations are not revisited. The footage cuts without clarification on what was seen inside the hotel or whether anyone else was present on the property. But the next story pulls us out of the realm of eerie adventures and drops us into something far more grounded and far more horrifying. A tragedy hidden in the woods. A crime born not from the supernatural, but from the darkest corners of human nature. It begins with a single 911 call on a cold December morning. A panicked man, voice shaking, reports that his best friend is dead. He gives the officers a rough location, a remote area deep inside Lake Jackson Forest, a place known for makeshift homeless camps tucked away from public view. One officer, Azur, is dispatched to the scene, unaware that he's about to uncover something far more chilling than a simple, unattended death.
Sweet, man. I'm 10-12 with him. Just give me a minute. I'm 10-12 with two. I'm head down to take a look. 361, if you want to come down, and 56, we need a mess in the back. I'm headed down to the scene. We're going to go back that way about 50 yards. Okay. 50 yards. I watched everything good. Yeah. Knife was laying on the ground. There's no blood on it. Did you touch the knife? I did pick up the knife. Okay. Well, we're going to need to get fingerprints from you, okay? No problem. I walked by the tarp, and you couldn't see James. Okay. And then Alan walked by the tarp and goes, "What's that?" And he picked the tarp up with a sticky gun in his hand, and James was laying there face down, and I dropped the knife and we left. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to need to get a very detailed statement from you, okay? Just because... I understand. Well, the thing is, I'm not accusing you of anything, but you have to be ruled out. You see what I'm saying? 100%.
When he arrives, the scene immediately freezes him in place. Wrapped in a tarp lies the body of James Layden Decker, naked, mangled, his skin marked with deep cuts, bruises, and trauma that make it clear this wasn't an accident. Blood stains the ground beneath him. It's a brutal scene, violent, deliberate, and deeply personal. Sensing danger, Officer Azur instructs the man who called 911 to leave the area while he continues searching the woods alone. But the silence doesn't last long. Faint noises echo through the trees, rustling, shifting, something moving just outside his line of sight.
I'm not sure if it's a person or I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. Sounds like it's heading this way. Hey, LT.
Suddenly, the realization hits him. Whoever did this could still be out here, watching. Backup arrives quickly, and that's when the investigation uncovers even more disturbing details.
All right, we got knife right here, body here, tents, whole camp spread up back here. We've also got one outstanding. There's two people who live in this camp.
And one's not here?
And one's outstanding at the moment.
Did you find the knife?
Yeah.
I got a knife right here.
No blood on it, huh?
Well, there's something right there, but hey, did you still got those two guys 10-12 up front?
Yeah, they're standing there waiting for us.
Good, because one that led me back touched the knife, so we need to get his prints and a statement off him. The other one touched the tarp. They found out what was going on and they took off. I've checked the camp and he's the only one back here.
Well, I got the name of the person that he was arguing with at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so, and I've got what looks like maybe his clothes right over there. So he's naked and there's some clothes right there on the fire. It looks like, I mean, he was moved post-mortem. You can tell by the way he was dressed.
Oh, he's got his leaf in his ass crack.
Yeah. That's hollow down below, you see that?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Almost looks like the carving oath. Missing the one eye. You see that?
Nice.
Artistic. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes? Oh, yeah, I had to cut that with a chainsaw, right? And it looks like...
You still gas it.
Yeah.
Not far from James's body is a crude campsite littered with personal belongings, torn blankets, and blood. A clear indication that James was attacked and tortured right here in the woods. As medical staff arrive and examine the body more closely, they observe a brutal manner of death. Blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, and something even more disturbing. Gasoline. Found in James's lungs and stomach, detectives are left with a burning question. Why would a victim have gasoline inside him? However, this would be only one of the many disturbing details officers uncover at the scene. Witnesses quickly provide a name: Dusty McDonald, a volatile man who had been threatening others around the camp with a machete while screaming that he was looking for James. Hours later, Dusty is taken into custody.
I don't know if that's him, but there's somebody.
Sheriff Office, put a knife down, man. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out.
I don't have anything in my
Okay,
hands.
come on.
Please, I don't
Come
have
on.
anything in my hands.
Come on out.
I'm right here, sir.
Come on out.
Dude, I'm right here.
Dusty.
Okay. Dude, yeah.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Dude, the man just tried to light me on fire, dude. Y'all know what happened down there. That man tried to light me on fire, man. It's all on surveillance, dude.
Listen, Dusty, you try to do things stupid, the dog's gonna bite you, understand?
I'm not even armed, dude. Look at there. I'm not armed at all, sir. Sir, man just left my house and nothing tried to me down there and light me on fire.
You know I'm an owl, right? You're a what? You know I'm an owl, right? Okay. You know what that means, right? Yes, sir, I do. Okay, thank you. Golly. Thank you. This has been a really hard day. Sir, I waived all rights a long time ago. You know, I still have a great sense of innocence within me, if it ain't obvious to you this time. I was busting, and then he tried to say gasoline on me, because you saw how I was rolled up down there. Dude, I thought I was just doing it for the other. You know what I mean? Because that was my intention. Everybody knows that. I then managed to hit that NEO-UI and come out like that. I don't know how I do it sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, when I'm just experimenting in the house with blades, like before like when I took the butcher knives and threw it in curved like that. I mean, I don't know how I do it, sir. I just know with my beautiful mind that it's a three-way. Yeah. You know, it's the photographic, the audiogenic intake, and then the living intake. Yeah. You know, if y'all don't ever think I'm so amazed that I'm just like a god.
In the interrogation room, his behavior spirals rapidly. He mumbles incoherent claims, accusing James of trying to set him on fire, insisting he's being watched, even claiming he is an owl. His paranoia is overwhelming, his connection to reality fractured. But the investigators stay focused. They have a crime to solve.
Will I be able to go home? I'm going to figure that out. Yeah, because am I going to jail or we're going down to dance? We're going to have to figure that kind of out because you know how this thing kind of goes from here. I guess. I'm going to come talk to you about it. Just look at it.
Piece by piece, the truth becomes undeniable. Witness testimonies, forensic evidence, Dusty's violent history, and finally, the autopsy. Broken ribs, shattered teeth, bruising across the body, and gasoline found in James's system. This wasn't an accident. It wasn't self-defense. It was torture. Dusty McDonald is officially charged with first-degree murder. And although the forest is quiet now, the memory of what happened in that hidden camp remains, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying things lurking in the woods are human. The woods don't forgive. They wait silently, watching every move. These campers survived, but their fear lingers. So, the next time you pitch a tent in the dark, remember, the forest hides more than trees. One wrong step, one sound, and you could become the next story.